Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to yet another Stone Cold Hockey video. I know I haven't done Stone Cold Hockey in a while, but this is a very special one. It's the 71 Habs and the 79 Bruins. You'd be thinking, why are you doing a 7 game series between the 1971 Habs and the 1979 Bruins? Well, it's not to do with Don Cherry and all that. It's to do with the fact that we have not one, not but two famous deaths. This one's not so famous. Dwight Foster, who died at age 67. He played for the Bruins, Rockies, Rocky slash Devils, and then the Detroit Red Wings before retiring in 1987 due to knee injuries. But the main reason is that, Dwight Foster to me was great because he was a former, you guessed it, player from an NHL team by the name of Ahem, Kitchener. That's right. This guy played for the Kitchener Rangers and actually was an OHL leading scorer. So he was a highly big prospect in the 1977 NHL draft. Of course, the same draft in which the Rangers passed on Mike Bossy going 15th overall twice. The Leafs and Rangers both passed on him twice. The Leafs had the 11th and 12th picks. The 11th pick was their natural one, and the 12th pick they got from Pittsburgh. So they picked John Anderson and Trevor Johansson, and nothing. So anyway, yeah, the Pittsburgh trade in 1977 went to the Leafs in the September 74 pick. That's 1974. That's at Rick Kehoe to Pittsburgh for Blaine Stoughton and the pick. Blaine Stoughton would do better for Hartford. The Rangers made a double mistake. Well, they had the picks, then got it from St. Louis and took Lucien Debevois, and then they got LA's pick, 13th overall, and took Ron Duguay. At least the Rangers had a good move. And then, of course, Mike Bossy went 15th. They almost took Dwight Foster, but they decided to go with Mike Bossy. Great move. And then Dwight Foster went 16th to the powerful Boston Bruins. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did his job. He scored his goal in his first NHL game, but 14 games into the season, he tore his cartilage in his left knee, requiring season ending surgery. He spent a while. Foster said he had a hard time earning the trust of Don Cherry. He dressed for all 11 playoff games, but he was used sparingly, including 3 seconds in Game 7 against Montreal. Just 3 freaking seconds. How the heck can you play for 3 seconds? After Don Cherry left, then he got the trust for the 80-81 season and scored 24 goals for the Bruins. He centered Rick Middleton, Stan Jonathan, but then Foster signed a free agent deal with Colorado and left Boston. As compensation to the Bruins for signing Foster, the Rockies agreed to trade that sent their second round pick in the 82 NHL draft to Boston, along the option to split first picks in 82. It actually proved costly for Colorado because the Rockies finished last place, which meant that the Bruins could swap first round picks, which they did, and they got the first overall pick. But the joke was on Boston because they took Gord Klusak, who was prone to knee injuries. Foster struggled in Colorado and then relocated to New Jersey. But after 4 games with the Devils, he got traded to Detroit for $1 in exchange. Unfucking real. $1? Unreal. I'm just looking at everything. Anyway, Foster just kept having injuries and all that, and it was shipped back to Boston. And he did play for the Bruins. 274 games and 4 points and 541 career games. Dwayne's Foster Alex was a professional ice hockey player in the ECHL. And Peter played for the Air Force Falcons, but Dwight Foster has just died. So 111 goals in 541 NHL games, 5 goals in 35 games. in the postseason. And I'm sure just can have him. He actually, wow, he has scored the most points in a season for the Kitchener Rangers, 143, the most assists with 83, and the all-time most points Kitchener Rangers 382. Holy fuck. So they'll probably do a tribute to Dwight Foster for Friday's game against Brampton, which I will luckily go to. So I'm just going to um, message my good buddy Aaron. Right, Foster. No doubt you. All right, but the next major death is Al MacNeil's death. You'd be thinking, yeah, Alistair Wences MacNeil, a four-time Stanley Cup winner as a player, playing on 540 games, and the first Atlantic Canada native to serve as a head coach in the NHL. He won a head coach 3 Stanley Cups with the Habs. First as team rookie head coach in '71, and then back-to-back championships as director of player personnel in '70 and '79, and then the assistant GM of the Flames in 1989. Okay, and he won 3 AHL championships with the Nova Scotia Voyageurs, which is a farm team. Of course, Montreal being so powerful, they had a powerful minor league team by proxy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He became an assistant coach in 1970-71 for the Habs. But Claude Royal was struggling. He resigned 23 games into the season, and MacNeil took the helm. And then the Habs made a major deal to get Frank Mahovlich from Detroit. Mahovlich was having nervous breakdowns with the Leafs because of Punch and Black his stuff, so they traded him to Detroit. And then, the Habs rallied to qualify for the playoffs. That's the 3 seed, which meant they took on Boston in the opening round. It's kind of stupid because you'd be thinking, well, it's supposed to be 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, but no, it was 1 versus 3, 2 versus 4. If it was 1 versus 4, Boston would have faced Toronto, and New York would have faced the Habs in the first round. I think the Habs probably would have beaten the Rangers in the first round, but anyway, yeah, the Habs upset the Bruins in the opening round in 7, and then beat Minnesota and Chicago, winning Game 7 in Chicago. Crucial was the fact that Al MacNeil decided to use Ken Dryden in the playoffs despite Dryden's only 6 regular season games, and the fact that he did not um, well, he could have used Wookie Vachon, he could have used Phil Meyer, but no, he used Ken Dryden. Well, and Dryden won all those games and all that. And then he wanted Rajan Houle to be the shadow of Bobby Hall, and it worked. Unfortunately, MacNeil had a challenging relationship with the Francophone players because he was from Nova Scotia, most notably Henri Richard. He was the first Canadian coach in recent memory who couldn't speak French. MacNeil benched Richard during a game against the Hawks in the final, and Richard publicly criticized the coach. But weird thing is, Pocket Rocket did score the winning goal in Game 7. MacNeil and Richard did hug at the end of the game. Under threat of death and in police protection during the playoffs due to the politically volatile environment in Quebec at the time. He actually resigned as head coach of the Habs and decided to be the AHL guy. And Scotty Bowman, who was bilingual, was the head coach of the Habs. And it worked. MacNeil helped them win 3 AHL titles and was director of personnel for the 70 and 79 Habs things. And then he would actually become the head coach of the Atlanta Flames in June of 1979. And for the first few years of Atlanta moving to Calgary to be the Calgary Flames, he was their head coach. He was the assistant GM in '89 winning the cup there. Al MacNeil had a few head coaching stuff in the 2000s. All that. Yeah, in his career, hockey career, 17 goals in 524 games. He would play one long playoff stretch, and that was 1965 for the Hawks, almost winning Stanley Cup but losing Game 7. Coach record, yeah, 2002, 2003, he played 11 games, was coach 11 games for them, 4-5-2. Not bad. Yeah, 1 year with Montreal, and then basically they forced him out because of the whole volatile French Canadian system. So, right, here we go. So, we're going to play up to whenever someone gets to 3 wins. Game 1 saw Montreal with MacNeil beat Foster 5-2. Vachon was in net against Gilles Gilbert. Boston goes by Cashman from Park and Bertel from O'Reilly and Cashman. Montreal goes from Lemaire, Pete Mahovlich, Jean Beliveau, Guy Laplante, and then Beliveau again. Game 2 saw the Habs win 3-2. Close one. Vachon beat Gilbert again. Boston go by Park, assisted by Smith, and then Cashman from Park and Seacourt. Montreal goes by Lemaire, Cournoyer, and John Ferguson. Smith. Game 3 sees Montreal win on the Berglashyan or overtime 5-4. Meyer beat Gilbert. Montreal goes by Tartif. Yeah, Mark Tardif was a Hab. Peter Mahovlich, Frank Mahovlich, Yvonne Cournoyer, and overtime by Jean Beliveau. There's a goal by Dwight Foster. Kitchener from Smith and Cashman. And then Foster scored again to make it 3-3 for Boston from 1 second Rattel. There's Dwight Foster when you need him. So the Habs are looking good up 3-0. So it will be Rogie Vachon versus Jim Petty. Boston wants to go with Petty. Montreal wants to go with Vachon. Fine by me. Jordan's a 93-99. That's weird. Oh well. From the start. So anyway, Montreal, you see Yvonne Cournoyer, Pete Mahovlich, Jacques Lemaire, Jean Beliveau, Mark Tardif. He was a WHA legend, but yeah, he played for the Habs before. Frank Mahovlich, the policeman, John Ferguson, Guy Laplante. No Mickey Redmond. He was traded to Detroit in that deal to get Mahovlich. Phil Roberto was on that team. He assisted on Belleville's 500th goal, if memory serves me right. Henri Richard, J.C. Tremblay, Claude LaRose, Rajon Houle, Bobby Sheehan, no Bill Collins, Serge Savard, Leon Rochefort, Terry Harper, Larry Plow, Chuck LePierre, and Pierre Bouchard. No Ralph Backstrom. That was the year that he got traded to Los Angeles to help the Kings score more points than the Seals so that the Habs can get the #1 draft pick. And yeah, Guy Charon. At one time, he set the record for most games played in an NHL career without making the playoffs. And that was, what, 569 or something like that? Too bad he was traded. He would have played on the 71 Habs. Boston have Rick Middleton, Peter McNabb, John Wensick, John Martell, Wayne Cashman, Terry O'Reilly, Don Marcotte, Bobby Schmaltz, Al Seacourt, Bob Miller. There's Dwight Foster, Kitchener. Al Sims, Brett Park, Dick Redmond, Rick Smith. Okay, that's our Smith. Gary Doak, Stan Donovan, Tom Sunyan, Dennis O'Brien, Mike Milbury, yeah, Bill Bennett, and the goalies. All right, so here we go. Timing at the 14-minute battle, control defense, action, and Montreal takes a shot. Skier! Jacques Lemaire from BB Cournoyer. It's 1-0 for the Habitants. 3 minutes later, battle, enforcer, aggression. There's a fight. Both teams fight. It will be Al Seacourt and John Ferguson going to the box for 5 minutes because you see them on the penalty thing. After that, aggression. It will be 1-6, the animals, they call them 2 minutes. on the power play. No shot from target. And Lemaire thought he had a shot, but it was killed. Near the end of the Tomato from Dwight Foster. Yes, that's Dwight Foster. And Peter McNabb. Making it 1-1. Later on, aggression. Oh, penalty to Boston. Cashman will go to the box. That's our chance. Oh, Henri Richard had a chance to make it 2-1, but he failed. Jim Petty, pretty good goalie. Power play for Montreal, and no shot from Cornway. Early on, action. That's for Boston. Dick Redmond. Ah, no. I think he used to be a habitant. 6 minutes later. For the first time, it's Henri Richard. And Boston, ugh. Miller goes to the box. I think Miller is the guy that looks like Screech, right? Bob Miller. Yeah, Bob Miller's the guy that looks like Screech from Saved by the Bell. Open ice, no action. Phil Roberto, no. The hit. 5 minutes later. Action and chance for Montreal Skiers. Rajon Castle. Peanut. Peanut scores the goal, as they call him, from J.C. Tremblay, who would go on to be a Quebec Nordique legend in the WJ, and Terry Harper. 2-1 Habitants. Then an action for Jacques Lemaire, no. Montreal takes 2-1 lead in this game. At least Foster scored a point. 2 minutes. Colorado color commentator for many years. I think he's died of cancer. That's right. He was for NBC as well. From Dick Redmond and John Rattel. 2-2 tie. 1 minute later. Bill Bennett from O'Reilly and McNabb scores the goal. So Bill Bennett, I bet he was okay. 3 minutes later, that's a good score! Cashman for the middle team. Scores to Boston. Montreal's in trouble. And Boston goes to the line. Stan Jonathan, boo hiss. Open ice control, defense, action. The hit on Jacques Lemaire. Frank Mahovlich had a shot, but failed. Agitated, and a chance score. Dwight got the Phil Roberto. Scored a goal, scored a goal, scored a goal. Dwight got the Phil Roberto. From LaRose and J.C. Tremblay. It's 4-3. This game is getting weird. 3 minutes later. Pressure. Also goes to the box with Schmaltz for 2. The Montreal tie it. J.C. Tremblay had a chance, but they failed. Larry Flo couldn't do it. Empty net opportunities. And Wednesday, and Middleton and Millbury. 5-3 Boston. We got ourselves a game 5. We got ourselves another game. Well, big win for the Bruins, the first game 5 back in Montreal. And it's Rogie versus Cheevers. Boston goes with Cheevers in net. Should put Petty back in net. I mean, he did win the game. But no, they're like, no. 2 minutes later. 2 minutes. Millbury, that bastard. Oh, yeah, we got the thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. From Serge Savard, who was coming into his own. I think he was a rookie that year, wasn't he? Or a second-year player? But Phil Roberto scoring a goal. Double hit. 3 minutes later. Aggression. Mahovlich. Which one? Pete Mahovlich, that is. Nothing just a tie. Wednesday? No. Another chance on Secord? No. But a minute. 1 minute later. Hit. We're close. Boston score! Hello, I am an animal and I don't feel the pain. Yeah, Animal by Mudmen. It was in one of the Burnout games for the PS2. From Brad Park makes it 1-1. All right, on to the next. Final two. It will be BB Cornway for 2 minutes. A chance for Wayne Cashman. News. No shot from Taz O'Reilly. What's the score? Al Secord Chocolates. Alor Secord Chocolates. Scores from Middleton and Millbury. 2-1. 5 minutes later. Enforcer. I think there was 2 hits, but no penalty. Thank goodness for Boston. Boston against Middleton? No. 2 minutes later. Only on Boston, it will be Stan Jonathan. Of course it would be. Well, that one. Final moment, we have a fight between Mahovlich and Secord. Frank Mahovlich decides to drop the gloves with Al Secord. That's a big one. That actually hurts the Habs because Frank Mahovlich is Frank fucking Mahovlich. But also goes to blocks, and it'll be Wednesday, the Animal for 2. So survived, yes, a chance for Mahovlich? No. Action, scores! Gentleman Jean Rattel has third from Redmond and Ricky Smith. Makes it 3-2. Action, chance, scores! Secord second of the night from Bob Screech Miller and Wayne Cashman. Makes it 4-2. What is going on here? I'm going to go to Boston Millbury for 2. That shoot beating bitch. Split. Can't do anything about it. And the Bruins win 4-2. We go back to the Boston Garden for game number 6. Back to the Garden for game 6. And it'll be Dryden versus Cheevers. So Montreal goes to Dryden in net. Cheevers for Boston. 4 minutes later. Gentlemen, John, let's have one nothing Bull Sox. I knew I would say that. Well, the box. Roberto for 2. There's go. 2-0. What is Don Cherry teaching them? Manuel Skilled Club. Laffy on Rose on that one. From such that I to the one. Can't search the five scores. No, he doesn't. End of the period. Bobby Schmaltz from Cashman and Raquel. Now 3-1. What is these guys feeding them like Cashman and Schmaltz and Raquel? What happened to the first 3 games? Guess they were gun shy. The Animal Wednesday. I walk around. Tom Sungin. Oh, he's not a 96 on the list. Okay, I guess he is on the team. I think 6 minutes later. Action? Yvonne Cornway, I thought he would score a goal, but he didn't. Chance for Boston MacNeil? No. Aggression. Injured. Took him out. O'Reilly for 2. No shot from close. Chance for Cornway? No. It's 4-1 Boston. Montreal is really in trouble. No matter who they're coming next. McNabb couldn't score. The bleeping octopus is and Secord gets the straight goal to Riley actually a 5-1 goal. Montreal is Wednesday. On Wednesday. Out of the second night. Out. Bill Meyer is going to come in net. In the chance MacNeil scores. Rajon Uhl, his second from Tardif and Cornway, but is that too little too late? I think it is. Jacques Lemaire scores. It's 6-3, but it's too little too late from Cornway and Tardif. Yeah, Cornway, and the Habs score 3 straight.